Hello, the internet. Welcome to Broadway Radical, where today...
I've made a huge mistake.
See, a while back I did a video on Chicago's hidden meaning, but I missed something. I missed something so big, it changes everything. Last time we talked about class, both the song and the musical and the socio-economic designations that are uniquely invisible in America. But while I was concentrating on one half of the show's main duo, the other half was up to something sinister, something everyone saw, but no one thought twice about. You see, Roxy Hart, if that is her real name, isn't the girl we think she is. In fact, she's not a girl at all, or even human. All the proof we need is right there in front of us, in the very script. Roxy Hart is literally a tomato. Yeah, and it's way more plausible than you think. You see, it's never stated in the libretto, the music, or any official material that Roxy isn't a tomato. Nowhere in any of it does it ever mention that she's a human being. That's right, and we have even more proof from Samuel French's own website. Roxy is described as a female, 20 to 30 years old, and a mezzo-soprano with a range of F3 to B4. Her being described as a female is an obvious explanation. We all know that everything in the entire universe has an assigned and inherent gender, which is how we know which shampoo to buy, or if your sandals are actually mandals. The same goes for tomatoes. And get this, in French, tomato is in fact a feminine gendered word. But there's one thing off about this theory. All tomatoes are altos. So there are two possibilities. Either this tomato is stretching its upper extension way up to a B natural on the treble stuff. I mean, come on, that's pretty out there. Or the more logical conclusion, this tomato isn't actually a tomato at all. What do we know about Roxy? We know her three defining traits are that she's deceptive, she wants to be something she's not, and she wears red lipstick. So naturally, after making this realization, I went back to the source material and really dug into it, and on my 58th consecutive viewing, it hit me.
Roll on my fake and off a niggle, they'll never know you're just a bagel, just a bagel, just a bagel, just a bagel.
Oh my god. It all started making sense. The puzzle pieces fell into place. Roxy Hart is actually a bagel. And we can prove it just by knowing her three defining characteristics. First, let's talk about Billy Flynn. Now, it makes sense that Billy would know about Roxy's secret identity. As her lawyer, it's his duty to know any personal details about her that may come up in a court of law. And he's already lying about her appearance. She's dolled up to look like a nice convent girl, but in reality, she's just a street-smart bagel that looks like a tomato. Trait number 1, she wants to be something she's not. What do bagels and tomatoes have in common? They're both round. And what's the difference between the two? Well, one is red. And that is why Roxy always wears red lipstick. Trait number 2. In most productions, it's toned down, but it's clear that Kander and Ebb fully intended for Roxy to literally be a lipstick-covered bagel. It's also a well-known fact that bagels are the second most deceptive of all foods behind muffins. You look at a bagel, you think it's a donut. They look shiny and delicious on the outside, but once you bite in, you're in for a world of grain. Just like Roxy Hart. Trait number 3. She's deceptive. It also checks out in regards to Amos. He's a dope, easily foolable. Even if he looked at Roxy and saw there was a huge hole in the middle of her, he wouldn't mind. In fact, he's, probably glad it's there. And in his defense, that's probably why he's not such a great lover. There's just not a whole lot of area to deal with. You'll know if you've ever tried it, and I know from personal experience, making sure your bagel is satisfied is harder than you might think. But hey, that's just a theory. A theory about a musical. A musical theory. Thanks for watching.